loud. I'm disabling the waiting room and I'm admitting everybody. So you can welcome everyone as they come. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Hello. Hello, Judy. Hi, everybody. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Cornelia. Hello,
Hey,
Diane. Hi, Savan. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hi, Esther. Hi, Padmalaya. Hi. So good to see everybody. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see everybody. Hello, hello. Hey, while we're getting on and everybody's filing in, how about everybody put in the chat where they are from and what you are grateful for today? So why don't we do that? And then Clint, you're really good at doing all of that with the chat.
Oh, thank you, Jana. I asked Jana to co-host with me because I was missing so much her energy on all those calls when I was in my 30 days of silence, and just watching them, I just felt so awesome. So Jana's going to be co-hosting with me today, and we have some amazing special guests with us today that I'm so excited that they're joining us today. Actually, we have Dr. Smita Krishna are joining us. Giovanni, are you there right now? You want to say hi, Dr. Giovanni? I don't know if you can hear me, Dr. Giovanni, but we got Dr. Giovanni on. Let's see if maybe you're muted right now. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here, I needed to ask you to unmute yourself. Let's see if I can do that. All right, so we got Dr. Giovanni on. He'll say hi as soon as he's able. We also have special guest Inga Canfield, who's I hope will pipe in whenever she wants. Some dear friends, actually, some people it's their first time joining us. Let's see, actually, we got in the chat. So in the chat, as you're joining us right now, just post what city you're in now and what's one thing you're grateful for. So we got Savan from UK, grateful for this call. Aparna from Cincinnati, grateful for this group. Anne from Pennsylvania, Kathy from Montreal. Lots of people grateful for the call. Michael from Oakland, grateful for fresh air. Yes, man. On our last call, we did a special silence and our prayer for all the people in the fire zones. Kaylee, good morning. HCP from Laramie, Wyoming, grateful for Scotch tape. That's excellent. Krishav, Sanjay from Wichita, Magda from Calgary, grateful for this call. Esther from Pasadena. What are you grateful for, Esther? Margarita from Philadelphia, grateful to uplift my husband. It's beautiful. And grateful I could get on my horse. You know, Anne, I'm so happy actually. This is I don't know if they're out yet, but I'm so happy because I'm just so thankful to be staying with such a dear friend right now. And every time I look out my window, there's often horses out there, and it makes me feel like I'm on your property with you guys. Makes me feel really happy to be here. So we got Anne, grateful to get on her horse. David, grateful for the revelations from Tool, Utah. I'm grateful for all the revelations you received. Man, I want to hear what some of those are. Diane from Quebec, Ralph, Los Angeles. Good morning. Diane's grateful for beautiful walking weather today. Connie from Paradise Island, Bahamas. Afsina from Iran, grateful to be here. Man, it's so fun. There's 22 more messages. Everyone expressing gratitude, and I'm so grateful to be with you. Really excited because Jana, I sent her a message asking in advance. I said, do you think we should have a call today? Because we didn't really announce it. And I wasn't sure because so many people have so many things happening. And Jana, what was your response?
Oh my gosh, yes. People want this. You know, they love to come here. They love to feel of this energy. And we love to love on each other. We love to hear miracles. And we just love to be in each other's lives. It's just so beautiful. It's such a great platform. It's such a beautiful space.
Yeah, her response just anchored in, and I knew lots of us are going through a lot of things, you know, like even this last week, things that I thought were so solid got turned on on the head, you know, and also so many miracles happened at the same time. But I sensed that there's like this feeling of increasing uncertainty or anxiety, or, you know, no matter how solid we feel in ourselves, or no matter how many miracles are happening, still sometimes things catch us off guard, you know, really breaks our heart in a way, or it's difficult to face, you know. And so I just thought, even I want, I want to be here. I want to feel the nourishment of being with you. And I just think from sharing some of the secrets, these ancient secrets that Dr. Ram taught, that we're going to be able to hear from Dr. Smita, from Krishna, from myself, from others, it gives us a chance to really connect heart to heart, not only with ourselves, but with powerful principles that can change your life. That from this point on, after this call, you can use these secrets anytime you're feeling upset, anytime you're feeling uncertainty or fear or anxiety, or, you know, just the challenges that we face, you know, globally is one, personally, you know, all the personal things. So let me just ask this: who feels like they're going through some kind of a major transition or challenge or difficulty or change in their life right now? Just, you can just raise your hand if you feel like you're going through some big change. Yeah, I think that so many of us. So to be here together is such a gift, and to be in this space in which so much love is present, you know. I love it that the very first quote in this book about Dr. Naram: I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you. And I really feel like that's what's in this space, you know, all the mentors and all the people who are gathering, not here to teach anything in particular, but just to love and let love teach you. And that's one thing I love about these ancient processors or ancient principles that Dr. Ram taught, is they're so powerful in helping you tap into to what you already know, or the power that is already in you. So on that note, actually, I think Jaina, you want to say anything about this before I go to?
No, I just think that so many of us we don't have a space like this in our lives. You know, it's very rare that we have a friend or a sister or a brother or somebody that we share these things with. And so to have this group where we can share our heart openly without judgment is just, it's so beautiful. And I'm so glad that this has been created. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jaina. I see Dr. Giovanni, you're unmuted, and I just want to hear your voice, because anytime I hear your voice, it's one of my secret weapons just to feel happier instantly. Giovanni, oh my goodness. Let's see if I can get you to where you're able to speak. I know you're trying to, and I see that it's unmuted here. Let's see. Giovanni, are you able to speak? Let's see here. Yeah, Giovanni, try, Dr. Giovanni, can you try and say something and see if we can hear you?
I'm not sure he can hear you.
Yeah, maybe it's like this. I'm just gonna put something in the chat to him. All right. And then really to start it off, Jaina, you want to say about she told me, she's like, can I make some special requests for this call? And what was your first request for the call?
My first request was to have Gary's music on the call. I love Gary's music. Hello, Gary. It was wonderful.
Hello. So is this my moment to share something for all of us?
Yeah, please do, Gary. We're just so happy to have you join us. We know you just came through a huge process, and just so grateful that you can join us again, and just would love to have you help us drop from our head into our hearts a little bit.
Well, that is what a privilege. Thank you for inviting me. As always, I feel very much a part of this community because I am so connected to you, Clint, and everything that you're doing. In fact, last night over dinner, I gave as a gift to my hosts at Asheville, North Carolina, at Samasati Sanctuary, this new beautiful retreat center that they've built. I'm in the middle of the heart of Asheville, North Carolina. I talked for 45 minutes just about you and your book to them. And they just, their jaws dropped. And I told them all the amazing stories about you and the friendship we've had for 10 plus years. And so anyway, I'm delighted to be here, and I want to take more time. I want to play something. I literally have hundreds of videos and audios that I can play. So I trust, it's almost become like an oracle. I'll pick one and just trust it, because if I use my mind too much, it'll be my ego more than the divine synchronicity. So I'm going to play something an example of the work that I do with Sarah McCrum, sarahmccrum.com. I'll give you the links afterwards. But what I want to do, a way of being together in a radically interdependent way is to expand the capacity for you to also be in yourself as if you were alone, but we're with this amazing group together, right? So that both and experience of being radically in our divine selves as we're feeling the massive beauty of our interdependence together. So I want to encourage you to use this visual that Sarah McCrum and I created as a way to invite yourself into radical presence with yourself in the context of this beautiful community. It's called Listen, This Is You. And I think you've given me the ability to share, right? Yes, you have. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to make this full screen and pray to God that the forces of online will allow us to play this. Okay. So just use this as an audio video mediation, right? A mediation is you can figure out what that means. Here we go. And please, everybody, would you all mute your Zoom, because it'll sound a lot better if there's no noises, even from me. Okay, and I'll just share a little thing afterwards.
Listen. Listen to the sound of your own heart. To the sound of your inner presence. Listen. Come into yourself and listen deeply. Where are you now? Listen to yourself. Can you hear? Can you hear that small voice? Can you hear the sweetness of your own soul as it sings its music? Playing through your heart down through all your being. This is you. This is you meeting you. So listen. This is you.
So everybody take a deep breath together and a long exhale. If you're willing to put your hand on your heart, another deep breath. Exhale. And one more, even deeper exhale. We are one heart, one mind, one soul. We are one in our multiplicity and in our oneness. We are in alignment with the forces of unconditional love. May this call be spiritual food for our hearts and souls. Aho.
Thank you, Gary. I know, Gary, you're going to be on a certain stage of another platform later today. And then also this is a big week in terms of a big project. Do you just want to mention those two things briefly just so people can know about it?
Sure, thank you. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I am in such an enormous state of gratitude because I went through 6 months of a passage that I honestly didn't know I'd get through it, not to mention succeed in doing it. I was asked to create the score for the sequel to Thrive. And I want to invite all of you to go to thriveon.com and sign up for either an affiliate relationship or even just to see the film. And I want to guarantee you that your mind will be blown. And it's, I would say, one of the most important films that has been created in the last 50 years around promoting a positive future for all of us. And it's really the scientific view of an understanding of the unified field. It's almost like the scientific definition, explanation of our interdependence and our unity and the connection of all of us. And it applies it to multiple themes, but I just finished doing the score for it. It's going to have its premiere on September 26th, and at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time will be the after party, but you can sign up for a DVD or a way of seeing the film, or seeing it many times is what I recommend because it's jam-packed with information. But it's an inspiration, and I'm so thrilled to be a part of it and invite all of you to to see it, and I'll put it in the chat window in a minute.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I just got a message from Foster a couple of days ago. Foster and Kimberly, they were on the Miracle Monday, the book launch day as well, and emailed to their whole list about Dr. Naram's, the book about Dr. Naram, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, and just sent me a message saying, you know, with the movie launch, we want to help. Can you give us some more links to Dr. Naram's work? Which was so beautiful. So they just are really about what works and what can help with healing on this planet. And I'm just so grateful for both of them. I'm excited, Gary, for your not a small participation at all. And the exciting thing is the first movie score that Gary ever wrote where they didn't require any changes at all. He just delivered it fully from his heart. And I just want to say, as I watched Gary go through this process, it was beautiful inspiration for me because he did things he thought was impossible. Like it really is nothing short of a miracle to carry through music the weight of a message like that in a way that can open someone's heart, and he nailed it. And so I'm excited for everyone to really join with that. And then today is something happening too, Gary.
I think I've given a pre-recorded concert for the Shift Network. I'm doing a music gift of songs that open the heart. I think it's on a music stage in the Shift Peace Weekend. I think it's 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. I did a 40-minute little concert that is part of the Shift Network. And yeah, no, it's been a wild, beautiful harvest time of amazing things, and notwithstanding this beautiful community that I'm a part of with you. So
Yeah.
glad that you invited me, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you. And yeah, and please, Clint and I are going to be launching the new website for Wisdom of the World Wellness, and it'll be probably ready. It will be ready. It will be ready. Another miracle in the making. Next Saturday, on the day of the release of the party, of the premiere, it'll be released in some form at wisdomoftheworld.com. And this is Clinton, our baby. We've been working on it for years. And also, I'll be performing at the Saturday Night Alive that night. Saturday Night Alive, that thing you were in, Clint. I'm going to talk on the night of the premiere also. So it's going to be a lot of stuff going on. But honestly, I just feel so humble because this is one of the most remarkable times in our lives, the most consequential for all of us, to show up for the forces of love and light. And I just so do appreciate, Clint, that I wouldn't be here in this moment as the being that I am without you in my life. You are one of the people that has helped shape me into an understanding of what true unconditional love and gratitude really is. And, you know, from the mouths of babes, when I met you, you were a young pup 10 years ago. and I was a negative looking, you know, I was always looking at the half empty bottle, and I was just like, I am a different person. And a large part of it is because of the love and kindness and incredible unconditional presence that I've received in our friendship, Clint. So thank you for the amazing gift you are in my life.
Beautiful. And Gary, well, first of all, everyone, I'm getting some messages from Dr. Giovanni. He says his sound isn't working so properly, so that's why he wasn't responding, but he's here with us in spirit. And then also, I think, Gary, this is the first time maybe that Dr. Smita and Krishna are seeing you since your Panchakarma, and maybe haven't even heard about the miracles that have happened in your life since then, health-wise. First of all, Dr. Smita and Krishna, I don't know if you're able to say hi. Dr. Giovanni, I don't know if you're able to say hi now, but I just want to hear your voices and welcome you so much to this call with so much anticipation. People are waiting to hear from you.
Namaskar, namaskar, namaskar. So much love to everybody. It's like coming back to family.
Smita and Krishna, hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
I want you to know I love you, and I'm so grateful to you both. And I send my love to Dr. Naram, who's always with us for all time. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll mute myself now, but let you take it over.
I loved it so much. It took me into the trance, huh?
I'm glad. Thank you.
Well, also, Gary had a moment in which he had to decide if he was going to go for surgery or not.
Oh, yeah.
Intense pain in his back. And like on a scale of 0 to 10, the pain was super high. Nothing was working. Nothing was helping. And he had this decision point in which all of his friends would have understood. His friends' family would have understood. In fact, most of them were pushing him, just go get the surgery, which they actually sever the nerve. And they do a whole process so you just don't feel the pain. but it doesn't fix it. It doesn't solve the core problem. And Gary faced that pain square on and said, I'm going to give this a proper experiment to do other methods of healing, you know? And so this was right after the Panchakarma. And then as a result, now, I don't know, Gary, you haven't had pain in so long, and you've been.
Well, when what happened, you know, my life changed in the month with Dr. Naram. When Dr. Naram felt my pulses and said, Gary, when I met you for the first time, I didn't want to tell you this, but I didn't think you'd live past 70. But now I can see with this move of Panchakarma, I think you can last much, much longer. Will you let me help you? Will you let me? I went, you're my doctor now. Absolutely. And if I hadn't done that month-long Panchakarma and had an experience of what it was like to have that much clean energy in my body and be healed of so much of the toxins, I never would have realized that at that moment of 3 days before surgery, I looked in the mirror and I said, have you done absolutely everything you could? And the thing that stepped in for me was when I remembered what the Panchakarma was like. And remember, I felt better than I'd ever felt in my life. I felt better during that month at Ayush Shakti than I've ever felt in my life, right? So then I thought, okay, what would I do if I approached my body like a garden and I was its gardener? Would you give it a pain pill to eradicate the pain in seconds? Or would you look for the metaphors of sunlight and water and good food and nurture and exercise and time? And would you treat it like, instead of looking for immediate gratification of no pain, what if you gave it love and attention and looked for the little signs of moving in the right direction, right? And within 3 days, I started to feel a little different. And within 3 weeks, I was pain-free after 6 months of debilitating pain. And I have been pain-free since mid-January. So it wouldn't have been the case if I hadn't been planted with 30 days of that, and more than that, because I stayed on the program for 5 months after I came home. You can't do it in a month. You have to do it as a lifestyle change. So my goal is to come back. My goal was, as soon as Thrive was done, I was going to come back to Ayush Shakti and also explore the soul of India, which I fell in love with all of my heart. And so as soon as COVID gets lifted, my goal, Smita and Krishna, if you'll support me, is that I want to come back and do another month long. And I can't wait till I can. So I just want you to know I've been transformed, and you guys have been a big, big part of that. So Clint, again, thank you.
Absolutely looking forward to see you soon. That was such a touching, inspiring story. You made my day. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share it. I love you all.
And what a powerful concept. What did you say, Gary? You viewed your body as if it was a garden, and you saw, what do you want? And I see some thumbs up from Mike and other people. So just repeat that again, because I want to anchor that in. So you viewed your body, your mind, your emotions, your soul as if it was a garden.
Well, you have to understand, I grew up in a Jewish American family where your pain was the enemy. And I worked closely with Sarah McCrum to look at pain as the gift that was telling me where the energy needed to be with my love, right? So that was one huge fact, sarahmccrum.com, who spoke those words in that video. But then I remembered what it felt like when I was in a month-long Panchakarma. I felt like a living being, because everything that I had put in my body was alive with nutrients, and there was nothing chemical, or there was no meats, there was no dairy, it's all alive. So then the thought comes, if I were a garden, then I would look at the sunlight as food for my plants. I would look at the exercises. Everything would be food for that life, earth pace growth to health. And I thought, well, then why don't I stop looking for immediate gratification and look at it as every morning, it is good. I'm moving in the right direction. And so I shifted looking at my body as a living thing that responded to life the way plants respond to life. Right. And that's how I changed everything.
Oh, beautiful. Wow. I'm just so happy. I love seeing all the people on this call that heard that now, and we can live more along the lines of that concept. Also, my mom is on this call. Dear
Millie, hey, Millie.
Yeah. Dear friends, Danny and Wendy Shays, you remember, are on this call. Beautiful Inga Canfield's on this call. So
Hi,
many,
Inga.
yeah. And also, I want to say to Dr. Smita and Krishna, there's so many other people who have benefited not only from coming to Ayush Shakti, because not everyone can travel, especially in this situation. Not only people can't all fly to India because they won't even let them in the borders, but so many people have been benefiting through your inspiration of having these online phone consultations. And one of them that you heard from already, many people have known his story, is Mike. But I don't know, Mike, you want to give a quick update on what's happened for your family since last week?
Sure. Thanks for that. And great to hear Gary's analogy of the garden. And there's just so many great things from getting in touch with Ayush Shakti. And my parents I've talked with Dr. Priyanka with Ayush Shakti, and my sister, her husband, three of my sisters have talked with Ayush Shakti, friends, and Susanna has talked with them as well. And it's just a great resource to have. And so they're so wonderful, and the follow-up and to all the advice and making sure that you're following the program, not just talking to them, but they actually do it, and it's amazing. And there's something that when Gary was talking about the garden analogy that really resonated with me. There's a great prayer by Thich Nhat Hanh that in the book Living Buddha, Living Christ, that I'd love to just share. It's really short. He said, when you eat your food, you should look at the 5 contemplations, and remember the 5 contemplations, that this food is the gift of the earth, the sky, and this food is the gift of the whole universe, the earth, the sky, and much hard work. If you think about the food that you have on your plate, it comes from the rain, the sun, the dirt, all of this that Gary was talking about. This food is the gift of the whole universe, the earth, the sky, and much hard work, and all the people that have brought that food to your plate. May we live in a way that is worthy of this food. And think about that for a minute, that you would be worthy of the food instead of, oh, well, mindlessly throw it in your mouth. And that you live worthy of this food, that we may use it to transform our unskillful states of mind, especially that of greed. To use this food to transform your unskillful states of mind, especially greed, as you're looking at a plate full of food, how much is there? May we eat only foods that nourish us and prevent illness. May we accept this food for the realization of the way of understanding and love. If each of us would pause to say this before we put anything in our mouth, I think that we would put much higher vibrational things in our mouth, and we would realize the way of understanding and love.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Mike. Wow. That was an unexpected gift you just gave us. I also know your father saw Dr. Giovanni, and
yes,
he's on the call. I'll call him when he has something to share about when anyone's facing, because you faced the loss of your brother, which is what motivated you. And a lot of us have been facing loss or fear or anxiety. And so the purpose of this call is really addressing that. And you're talking about food. In the chat, I realized that a lot of people, have been asking about Dr. Marian Ji. And Marian was one who traveled with Dr. Ram for over 10 years and was teaching people about food. Many of us have seen her recipes. Many of us have seen her videos. And, her family asked us not to make any posts on social media yet about her passing until they've had a chance to. But some people were asking about it. And so I just wanted to bring that energy of, what happens when you put love into your food. And then also how to really honor the gift of life, the preciousness of this day that we have to live. And whatever emotions are coming to us, even Gary was talking about, even pain, not resisting it, but making it your teacher, helping it show you maybe something's out of alignment. What else should you be doing with your body, your mind, your emotions, your heart, which can allow it so your garden can bloom? It's the teacher. So even pain, even sadness, that was one of the things this week when I found out about that it brought such a flood of so many emotions. And so I'm so grateful to have Dr. Giovanni on this call, have Dr. Smita and Krishna on this call to share with us some insights about when you're facing anxiety, like in this whole chaotic world right now. I'm in California right now where all these wildfires are burning and people are leaving their homes, sometimes losing their whole livelihood. With the pandemic, just 2 nights ago, we were in an earthquake, a 4.6 earthquake. So the ground is shaking, the fire is burning, people are wearing masks, coming from a space of fear. Dr. Ram said, focus on what you want, not what you don't want. But so many of us are focused on what we don't want and afraid and having that anxiety and that fear. And so in the space of this world, Dr. Smita and Krishna, I'm just so thankful that you're here to be able to share any story or any inspiration or any insight from your heart about what can we do. What secrets are there in this ancient healing science? And then then I'd love for you also to hear some of the miracles that are happening in people's lives too and respond to those. But first of all, I just want to leave some open space for you to share from your hearts any inspiration or any thoughts for us.
Yeah, this is really, first of all, again, lots of love to everybody. I'm so happy, and I'm feeling so lucky to be coming back to the family. This is for me like a family. And seeing all of you again, it's so blissful. It's a blessing to see you like that. This 6 months since March, in India, we had a lockdown declared, complete lockdown. Imagine a huge country like India with such a huge population is told to do a complete lockdown, and nobody can move, nobody can work. People have to sit at home. This was such a kind of a slap on so many people's livelihood, their life, their family, their way in which they live. And especially in Mumbai, almost more than 40% people come from the place which is outside Mumbai, from small villages. They come and stay here, they stay on a rental basis, and they earn every month to even be able to eat their food. And suddenly, a lot of them just lost the job. The trains completely stopped, and nobody knew how to go to their native place where they have at least small house of their family where they could stay in their house. It was such a insecure, fearful, dangerous kind of situation. And some people thought they will die out of starving because they were earning on a daily basis, and if they didn't earn, they didn't know how to buy their food. So we were part of, along with my brother-in-law, we supported, and many such organizations supported free distribution of food. We also supported transportation for them to get back home. So that's the power of community. When like this community is also a powerful community. So when community come together, then you help each other, even by your own vibrations and your own positive thinking that everything will go well in people's life. Something is happening. So that's why these meetings are so powerful, and I'm very happy that this community is there to support, bring the health. I wanted to share a very powerful experience of one of the young men who called me from Madhya Pradesh, who left Mumbai and he went there, and he was so insecure because he lost his job. He didn't know whether he'll get again any job or not anymore. What will he do in his life? Very depressed, anxious, full of stress, anxiety, insecurity for future. And in the meantime, his uncle, who came to Ayushakti clinic, and he met me and Pankaj both around 15 years ago. He actually was a doctor, medical doctor. And this uncle told him that my son got out of gluten allergy completely. And he got great benefit. I recommend you just call Ayushakti right now. Something will change in your life. So he just calls me and he says, my uncle have said that even by talking to Dr. Naram, you'll feel good. So, you know what? That was a little bit too much in my opinion, but that's what I want to bring it to this group. That when all of us together, what I and me and Dr. Naram every day do is we chant a specific meditation which sends vibration of health and healing to the world every day. That's part of my routine. Whether people see me or not, but everybody must feel healthy. And probably that's why he felt this vibration. That's why he said, okay, just by talking to you, I should feel good. But in reality, and that's what is happening with all of us. And that's what Ayurveda and the ancient secret plays a major, major role. This is a philosophy where, what I realized that he was constantly talking only one thing. I lost my job. I think I'm not going to get my job back. How will I live my life? I feel I should make suicide. I should not live because how will I sustain? How will I survive? How will I eat my food? I will starve, this, that, only in constant fear and focusing on something that's actually he's afraid, but more he talks, it's bringing it back in his life by focusing on those negative things. How do we stop that? So I did give him a marma point, which we always share. You must have seen all the time of, putting ghee on this. This is a Apanga marma, we call it. The name of this marma point is Apanga marma. So I told him to put a ghee on this temple every day for 10 minutes so that his vata, because when vata air goes up in the head, it shakes up your nervous system. It reduces your quality of mind. I'll explain that to you in a short time. But when you put ghee here, and I told him to drink ghee in the morning, every morning drink ghee with a warm herbal tea from cumin and coriander, because anxiety comes from heat, the pitta, and excessive vata. He started doing that immediately. I also recommended him to drink white pumpkin juice. This is something that, you can find it in Indian grocery store, but ancient secret says that this white pumpkin juice, it's a similar to English marrow, vegetable English marrow. You can just juice it and drink it every day. It literally nourishes your nervous system and brain. So that was something that I said you start right away, because I was afraid that he's going to commit suicide before even he gets the herbs. Because it will take, at that time, it was impossible to send the herbs out of Mumbai. So it took like 1 week to reach the herbs from Ayushakti to him. Till then, I gave him a lot of these things. I also told him to put ghee in the navel every night. So navel is one of the main marma point for what we call as controlling and managing your kundalini. So kundalini is that subtle but very powerful serpent-like energy, which if you manage very well, it can create miracle in your life. It opens up your minds and heart so much that you can manifest in your life what you want to achieve. So when you put ghee on the navel, what happens that this kundalini is not out of control, because if it goes out of control, it goes beyond your crown chakra level, then you are not grounded and you unknowingly start focusing on things that you should not be focusing on. Things that you don't want to have in your life, you think about it more often than necessary. So when you put ghee there constantly, I told him to fill up the ghee in the navel point 3 times a day. I said, you fill it up and you massage, and you will not believe me, he said that my belly button is drinking the ghee. His vata was so high and it had to come down literally. So I told him, you put the ghee and you just massage a little bit, and he did that. And his belly button was literally drinking the ghee. He said, where is it disappearing in a second as soon as I put it there and just massage it? And he used to put like every day 2 to 3 teaspoonful of ghee in the belly button. That much ghee went in. After 3-4 days, slowly that vata was settled. Naturally, the belly button was not drinking more ghee. Half a teaspoon was good enough after that. So that's a sign that he was, coming back to the ground. And then I had a call after 1 week. So the second thing we need to do is really create a good quality of mind and nervous system. So Ayurveda says that the brain has to be of a sattva quality. And I'm going to share a few things today with you on foods that increases sattva quality. And if you add those foods in your diet, naturally your mind will start thinking more positive, because sattva is that quality of tissue where you always, anything happens in your life, you will think, okay, this is a challenge and let me think how to go forward. Let me think how to go forward. Instead of saying, oh, why this happened to me? Oh, this fellow did something wrong to me, blaming society, blaming family members, blaming yourself. Instead of that, more positive thinking where you will think, okay, what can I do as a proactive action to get out of this and go forward? And so sattva quality is something that you need to have in your life and in your brain especially. So there are certain foods, for example, 10 almonds, dates, fig, beetroot, white pumpkin, ghee, and almond milk. These are the food which are extremely nourishing the sattva quality of brain. Also partly olive oil. And there's one fruit in Italy, which is available now all over the world, but only in November, December. The name is keki. This keki is a fruit which is oranges in color, but that has a great sattva quality as well. So these are different things where you can do regularly to keep your quality of brain at a sattva level. The sattva quality of brain tissue always thinks positive. Along with that, I gave him a huge amount of bliss, mind power, and brain-toe, bliss, and mind power. Mind power always helps with the clarity, because he was so confused. He didn't know what to do next. Then I had a call after 1 week to talk to him. He said, I'm feeling now much grounded. I said, okay, now think this time is a time that God has given as a blessing so that you can create something greater in your life. How would you like to use this time? After great going around the bushes, everything, oh no, I don't think I have that time. I need to find a job and this and that. Finally said, you know what? I left my studies halfway. If I complete my study in this 6 months, I would rather find a higher paying job easily in future. I said, that's fantastic. So I said, but then what's stopping you from studying? But my brain is not able to focus. What can I do? I said, start with mind power, because it improves the brain focusing power. Do this Marma 6 times a day, so you are grounded all the time. He started mind power 2 tablets 3 times a day. He did the bliss and brain-toe, everything, meta boost, everything. After 2 months, he says, I already enrolled for the higher training. I cleared 1 group already, and now just 4 months now that he's on this program, he's almost finishing his higher examination. He's so positive because now he's confident that because of this qualification, which was always not able to get him a good job, He's rather going to find a better job as soon as this is over. So that's what, so in nutshell, I mean, it was a story. But I had so many such people with whom I had this experience. I also gave him a mantra. Some mantras, the ancient mantras, are very powerful because these mantras, Dr. Naram always spoke about certain mantras which came from a Vedic time. So Hinduism was something that came later, but Veda, Ayurveda, ancient Siddha Veda knowledge comes from pure Vedic time, which was 5,500 years ago. And that at that time, the rishis, the ancient knowledge was around attracting the vibrations, cosmic vibrations, using certain very powerful primordial sound. So this mantra I've been giving to everybody who lost a job, whose businesses were closed, the shops were closed. In one of the person from Leicester in UK called me and he said, my shop is completely closed. I don't know what to do. After 2 months, he says, okay, I found a way to sell it through internet now. And he's still, and he said, it's good because I don't have to pay the rent anymore. And I'm rather having less expense, same amount of profit. And I'm happy. But only after you get stable and focus on positivity, your brain quality is improved, your vata is down, kundalini is settled in your tummy rather than weirdly, awakened and gone out of your crown chakra. Only then I think you can find a positive solution to go forward in your life. So this mantra I've given to everybody, I would like to share. Maybe Krishna can join with me. This mantra is for 3 goddesses because Dr. Naram, my beloved husband, really believed in goddesses and Shakti all the time. And he spoke about chanting these 3 goddesses all the time. One for the knowledge. He always said that give me knowledge to know what is right in life to go forward. Then Kali. So knowledge is Saraswati. Kali, Mahakali goddess, is to remove obstacle and attract prosperity through the Mahalakshmi. So these 3 mantras, and then I think I want to stop my lecture. I don't want to hold you up too long with my lecture. But this mantra is, you want to say?
Yeah, sure.
Om.
Okay.
Swaha.
Yes.
Om. Om.
Shrim Om Swaha.
Shrim Om Swaha. Shrim Om Swaha. Shrim Om Swaha. Shrim is the vibrational primordial sound given by the Vedas for attracting happiness, well-being, and prosperity in your life. So, Shrim Om Swaha. Shrim Om Swaha. Then you can do Klim. Klim is the energy which always protects you from negative energies around you. It helps to remove obstacles and also inner obstacles. External obstacles are something that is not so powerful as much as our inner obstacles. In our heart, in our mind, we always get blocked. That stops us from taking the right action. So this mantra is opening up your heart and mind so that your inner obstacles are gone. And that is Klim Om Swaha. Klim Om Swaha. And then you always pray, because knowledge and wisdom is so important to find what is the right action so that I can achieve what I want to do in my life. And that's, Rim Om Swaha. Rim Om Swaha. And you can do 9 multiplication of 9 at least. So each one 9 times, I just do with my own fingers, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I know that, okay, this is 16. And then 2 more I do here. So 18, which is multiplication of 9 again. but you can just even do 9 times. It's a very simple mantra. Close your eyes and do it, and you will see that the vibrations is changing in a few days in your life. So that's what I did, and that works, really, it works. So I just want to tell that all of you are beautiful soul. I'm so happy that I came to this meeting. I've been with you today. I'm so happy to be with all of you. I really wish all the blessings of a supreme goddess and supreme power come to your life, and all of you become healthy and happy and live very long.
Oh, so beautiful. You gave us such a wealth of not only practical tips, what we can actually do, marma points and mantra and diet, but also you came with such a warmth of your heart. Krishna, any inspiration, any stories you want to share?
Thank you for asking. This space is so beautiful and feels so much like we are all connected from our heart, no matter where we are around the world. And in fact, it feels like it's better that we're different places, not together right now, because that way, like from our heart to each heart, it's like a net of love just surrounding the world, helping everyone around us heal. It feels so good. I feel so happy. Now, I remember, Clint, you said that Inga was here on the call.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if she's willing to unmute herself. Inga, if you're, it sounds like Krishna wants to hear your voice as well. While she's unmuting herself, I just want to read a couple comments, for instance, from people that are just saying, for instance, Afsana says, I saw Dr. Smith and Dr. Giovanni. I just love being with them and Krishna. Their energy moves me. I feel so alive after talking with them. Thank you, darling Dr. Smita, Krishna, wonderful Giovanni. You're getting a lot of love from people all over this world. And let's see. Inga, oh, fantastic.
Inga!
Busted! Brought out of hiding. Oh, that's so sweet to hear. Thank you, Shmita. It was a whole like program we just got. And then now you need to email everybody the protocol. But I want to just, and it's so nice to see you, both of you, so warm and healthy, and all of you. And Gary's music was really beautiful. And really, what you said, Krishna, in a short amount of words of our hearts, that we're not in person, and that it helped me transfer into that space so much, because I woke up kind of lost and floaty and sometimes not so great. And I was thinking, whenever I'm like that, I always just go for the next thing that's going to help me. And I didn't want to be on this call, not because of anything, but I just did it. Like sometimes I just I just do it. And I just go, fuck it, I'm doing it. And I just feel like it's so beautiful to be reconnected, and such a gift in this community that's been created, I think, by Dr. Naram, of course, Clint. You're such a beautiful connecting being. You're so inclusive and loving. It's very touching. And I just want to say one thing about the experience I had for that month long in India with Krishna and Shmita and Dr. Naram and Clint. Thank you so much for getting me off meat. Like I can actually be in much more gratitude. I have much more space to be open-hearted, because as long as I was eating meat, there's a part of me that had to shut down and pretend I was be in denial. So I have this whole new area in me that I have access to from letting go. And I also feel like I'm contributing, even though we're having these horrible fires and things are clearly not in a good way right now in the world. Like the teacher has arrived, and I'm doing the number one thing that I need to do, which was to stop eating meat. I was so addicted. I had no idea. So thank you. And mung beans.
You made our day. My God, so nice to see you.
Wow, I'm so inspired by all of you. Thank you. Oh. Hey, Hey, look at Clint. He has a really nice background. That's our barn down below. I haven't seen him yet, but I know he's here.
Coming closer and closer to the earth now. He's becoming like a native fox person, you know, like we have this village native people. That's the healing energy, you know, that's the kind of shine that Clint is having on his face. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and see if I can point it down there. See if I see him. Okay, here we're gonna turn around. There he is, people. He's right down there. Don't even think. He's on the earth.
There's Inga up there. We're like pointing cameras at each other.
Oh, cute. We should have a little flashlight game at night. Hey! Hey!
She does exist.
Because I could do it. Okay, enough of that. There's just people all over the world here. It's so exciting.
I want to thank you, Inga, for this beautiful space in which you're allowing me to stay in. It feels so good. It feels so good to be here and in your presence. And before this, I was staying with Krishna and Smita for almost 7 months, and it just was so nourishing, and it's just such a beautiful connection because you were with us, Inga and Jack, in India for the month in which Dr. Ram left his body and just held such a beautiful space. And so it feels really good to be here. You know, I'm really grateful. I know, I think, Krishna, you have something else to share. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, sure. I can share one very, very incredible story that helped me put myself in balance, in such a powerful balance, which I believe would not have happened if at the right moment, just miraculously, this mantra didn't appear in my life. Ever since age probably 0, ever since then, Mummy and Papa have balanced me. If Mummy is not there, she's traveling, Papa is here. Papa is not there, Mummy is here. Either ways, someone is here, and then they guide me, they share with me different wisdoms. They say, oh, Krishna, you can do it. Once I was back from school and in 7th grade, and this was the first time ever I had a test. Until then, there were no tests in school, nothing. It's just a experience of love, being together, enjoying the process of learning and not having any tests. And this is the first test. It's a math test, and I feel like math is so good. I knew how to add 1 and 1. It was 2, always 2, never 11. So it was a proud moment for me, but I did not know what's coming next. So I give this test. And then the next day, everyone in the class, I'm a little bit late for school, and everyone in the class says, oh, Krishna, you scored so well. This is awesome. And now my tiny perception of my great mathematics skills is even higher. So finally, I go to the teacher, happy and a little bit overconfident, thinking, oh, this is a great day. I scored so well. And she looks at me as if I'm the most shameless and the most, overconfident student on this planet. I think something is wrong. It doesn't fit right. I am thinking something, and I don't know why the teacher is not responding. So she hands this paper out, and I'm being graded on 20. Total marks are 20, and I see something like 2-0, but it's just the other way around. So I have 2 marks out of 20. This is the most shocking and most depressing part of my life. I thought the first test in my life ever, and not even 10% marks, is maybe I'm not intelligent. And everyone was making fun of me in the entire class. Everyone, even the student who was considered dumb, he had more marks than me, and that hurt me. I was like, what? No, this is not possible. What is this? So I go home. Mommy, Papa do special murmurs that help to boost my confidence. And then I get back on again. Now, this special murmur, I never knew that after 20th of February, when Papa would not be there to constantly encourage me, constantly get me back on my feet if I fell down. And this marma kept me balanced. At the same time, whenever you are having loss, you are having like a feeling that you are incomplete, someone has left in your life, especially when I was not seeing him every day, not speaking to him every day, not hearing his voice every day, it became extremely lonely and it became extremely incomplete. I felt screaming, crying from inside, but who do I go and cry to? To my mommy, yes, but even mommy will feel that. I don't want to make my mommy feel more bad. She's having too many things to deal with already. What do I do? And then I would sit in my room and cry. At this point in time, if anytime some feeling of loss comes, in Ayurveda, which I'm studying, and in Siddha Veda, what Papa told me, it's like a malnourishment of our emotions, of our heart. It's like a malnourishment of our, it's, Papa called it emotional bank balance. And if you don't have this, then we become depressed, dull, anxious, unhappy. And I was going in that. I said, what do we do? What do we do? And this one amazing marma that came, and mantra. So the first marma that Papa used to do was, on your right earlobe, right here, he says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And instantly, you start feeling like you love yourself. Inside your subconscious mind, Papa said that it creates a feeling of, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then you love yourself, but then you love the world also. So anybody you are in touch with, you help to heal them. You help to nourish their emotions. This was the first one. Second, anytime you lose someone in your life who's precious to you, or you are having dreams which are bothering you, even in our ancient scriptures, also modern research, both are saying now that dreams help to process what you have gone through and help to rejuvenate you. You appear more fresh when you dream. Sometimes people say that dreams are more important than sleep because dreams will help you deal with everything which you are feeling incomplete, bring completion, bring settlement, so you can restart the day. Now people have bad dreams, or they don't have dreams. I was having this, and that brought even more disturbance. So before you go to bed, if you say this, it creates dreams which are nurturing and nourishing for you. Sometimes you may have visions of what you want to do in the future. Sometimes you will have clarity, breakthroughs. And then each time you have it, try recollecting and write it down. It changed my life. It gave me grounding, confidence, peace, security, safety, and ability to move forward. So this mantra, it says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And you press your right hand index finger 6 times before you go to sleep. Say this around 6 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Like this 6 times. And you will see a difference. Within a week, there can be chance that you will get lots of breakthroughs, many new insights, intuitions will come in your dream, and many great things can happen, like it happened for me. So this is my gift for you, because I love you so much. And I will write it here, yes. I love you all so much. Thank you. This is a great experience.
Lots of love. Love you all. Love you all.
Beautiful. Wow. You know, at a time in which, you know, you've been going through your own fire, your own challenge, your own earthquake, so to speak. You've just been such a constant presence of giving, you know, of sharing light and love. And I think that's also an example to all of us, you know, how we can really lift ourselves up is often by serving others. And that's why I love this community. Man, I've been so inspired, so impressed by how people really go out of their way to love each other. Not the least of which is Jaina, you know. So Jaina, actually, I know so many people have miracle experiences that they'd love to share. And I bet Dr. Smita, Krishna, Inga, Gary, I bet we'd all love to hear them. Do you want to kind of guide us, anyone that you feel inspired, or maybe open it up, Jaina?
Yes, thank you so much. I would like to speak first. Thank you, Dr. Smita. Thank you, Krishna. You know, what you said was very beautiful. My heart is very open today. Thank you. And Inga, it was beautiful to hear what she had to say about meat, because I too am very grateful that now I am off meat. It's wonderful. And Gary, I have a very soft spot in my heart for you. Your music opens me up, and I think that's why I'm so tender today. I had taken a training class for about 7 years in spirituality, and the teacher recommended that I stop listening to music. And music was a part of me. I used to make up songs on the piano when I was a little girl, and I taught myself how to play the piano. It was a very big part of me. And I did. I thought this would help me in my spirituality to be able to give up music. And we were on the call, I think it was the second call that I was in the group, and you gave a little intro about the power of music and how the music can heal the soul, and to allow yourself to feel, every vibration that, was in the music. And I allowed myself to do that. And something shifted inside of me so drastically. I cried for so long after the call. And I knew that that part of me was healed. And I started to sing again. And I started to play the piano again. And it just has been such a wonderful thing for me. So thank you for inspiring the miracle that I shared in my life. Thank you.
Wow, what a beautiful story. Thank you so much for that, Jana. Wow.
Well, your music is very powerful, and I see it. I've had the luxury of being able to mentor some of these beautiful people on this call, and I see the shift when we play your music, when they drop in from their head to their heart. It's like they can release the day and center in as one, like Shmita was saying and Krishna was saying, we are all one, like a web. It doesn't matter where we are in the world. We just all drop in together, and we're able to have that open heart and share. And it's just absolutely beautiful. So thank you.
Oh my God, Jana, I'm so grateful you said that. And I just want to make one comment that is so relevant. The only reason that the music that I've been writing lately, and one of the main reasons it has this healing effect, is because we're living in these times of such intense fragmentation and speed and attention deficit, that the music that I'm interested in writing these days has the way of becoming a training wheel for awakening into the all is well presence energy. So what happens is it dispels the nervous system experience in the noosphere of the planet that has everyone tense and fragmented and wondering that are they a human being or a human doing. And so the music I've been very interested in creating, not for necessarily the film, although when you see the film, you'll see a really beautiful section about breathing that is very calm. But the idea of using music as a training wheel to let our mitochondria rest in the stillness of the torus, of the unified field, and then we naturally awaken into the all is well experience, that in that presence, that ultimately the music is no longer needed for, but perfectly wonderful to use as a catalyst. And I just love that you're responding to that energy, because I need it myself more than anyone I know in this day and age. So thank you for making that comment. It really touches me.
Also, I want to say that Gary was there, and actually in the recording with Dr. Naram, where Dr. Naram recorded something that you can listen to right before you go to sleep, and you can listen to something right before you wake up, like Krishna was saying so beautifully. I just had an idea.
Clint, I just need you to know that I'm working on it, and I'm surprising you with it soon.
Okay, good. So imagine the combination of Dr. Naram's voice and Gary's music. And then even on this call, this beautiful, powerful mantra that both Smita and Krishna shared. They each shared a different one. But Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. What if we get Smita and Krishna to record those mantras and then also put it to music, so it's something that we can listen to, when we go to sleep, or when we wake up, or anytime we need it. It would be really, really powerful.
So Krishna, make sure we have a call about this, and I'll guide you on how to record both of your voices saying some mantras, and we'll set them to music and have them in the package with Dr. Naram's prayer and guided meditation. and that'll be a beautiful offering for everyone. So it'll be gorgeous.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Well, we're co-creating in this space. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Jana?
Wonderful. Oh my God. I need to share this. This is so cool. Oh my God. Okay, so the mantra that mommy shared, I think she has undershared about it.
Yeah.
Because this mantra, it's when it's so much, it's so exciting. I don't even know how to speak it out in the right way that would give justice to it. I'll share this profound experience. It's something like one of the biggest, most breakthrough experiences with any mantra that I have had. And believe it or not, it really is. Just few months back, around 4 to 5 months ago, I began seriously and sincerely experimenting. Now, Papa had once told me that I was studying drama, and over there you have to by heart all these dialogues and big paragraphs. I never liked that, but then someone taught me a trick that just feel it, just feel what the emotion is, and then create images of you doing it, and you'll start doing it. And that gave me more confidence. Then the teacher came to me and said, you have to be more serious. You have to be more serious. So I observed myself doing everything seriously, and it became better and better, but except for the comedy scenes, because even then I was serious. So that didn't quite help. And I went to my father, he saw me perform, and he says, Krishna, why you are so serious? It's good, but you are serious even in the comedy parts. This is not helping. You have to realize. I said, Papa, but this is helping me get better. He says, no, you have to be sincere. You have to be sincere and put your heart in it. I said, okay, good, Papa. So what do I do? And mommy and Papa used to practice this mantra. Now, I was never sincere about this mantra. I never put my heart into it. But like today, I feel we are all like a web around the world. It's just, we are connected with our heart. So this is probably the most open we could get in a most safest environment. So I'm sharing this story. Recently, when it was a big challenge of health and also wealth, how do we create abundance to support all the charity work Papa was doing? How do we create wisdom? How do we discover what wisdom Papa had, or what sources of wisdom he had tapped, and how we can tap again and start bringing that wisdom to the world, bringing those secrets to the world? How can we do this? Because saying that, yes, we will do the mission, but what do we do? Where do we go? And these 3 mantras have given a way. I started saying, Shrim Om Swaha, Shrim Om Swaha, Shrim Om Swaha. And suddenly, optimism came, as if a mindset, and Papa called this soul set. He said it's deeper than mindset. Mind is one layer, and then you go deeper and you reach emotions. Then you go deeper and you reach somewhere where you don't see, you can't define. But it is like soul. It is light. It is playing. And it just fits everywhere, but still it's nowhere. It's soul. It's soul. So he said soul set. How do you create your soul set? How do you go deeper? And these mantras, these vibrations will let you go deeper. So this is the whole experience. I started saying Shrim Om Swaha, Shrim Om Swaha, and suddenly it clicked. So many times you have wisdoms which you have learned, you have discovered this over your lifetime. You have seen people and they've told you things, you've registered it inside you, but we forget. And there was a curse in ancient India given to one very powerful god, Hanuman, the god of wind. One saint said, I curse you, that the moment you will need your knowledge, you will forget it. Or you will forget it till the time you are freed from this curse. So he knew this, but he did not remember it. Believe it or not, within us, we have more than we know. And I discovered this, we have at least 100 times more profound, deep insights, knowledge, anything that we need, more than we know, more than we realize. Now this mantra, Shrim Om Swaha, it let me come in a being of abundance. Not just my mind believed that I was in abundance, but my soul touched that part which is in abundance. It's not mind, it's a deeper game. And then when that happened, then I said, Klim Om Swaha, Klim Om Swaha. So it's not just removing the obstacles. Like Mommy said, your obstacles inside you. So many times it's mind obstacles. At the same time, once you reach in this safe place, then what? Then people will try to say, family will say, they are naysayers. Papa used to say that he gave always example of his own father, how Papa's father used to say, Dr. Naram, you are an idiot. And then at the end, when friendship happened, he said, I said it only to make you better. See, look how good you have become. This is what Papa, I did not need. I wanted you to love me. So then you will get people who will say no to you, who will say you are an idiot. How do you protect yourself from that? How do you not let it pierce in your space of abundance from which anything you want will manifest? Abundant health, abundant happiness, abundant relationships, and abundant giving if you want to give and create a new world. So Klim Om Swaha will make you shock proof. This is what Papa said, shock proof. And Mommy said Sattva, it will improve and protect your Sattva. It will protect your Sattva. Then Rim Om Swaha. I started saying Rim Om Swaha. This was the ultimate. Once you have created a land of abundance, then you have created a way to protect that tiny oasis of abundance. Now Rim Om Swaha lets you point out the right gems from that oasis of abundance, which you will use at the right moment. And then suddenly you will get in tune with what we say like spirit or universe or whatever you call, God, Allah, Christ, whatever. And suddenly you will see like, what? I'm being guided. How do I know this? How do I know this exists? How do I know this works? This is the order. Shrim Om Swaha, Klim Om Swaha, Rim Om Swaha. You can do it other way around also. I saw it works and I was surprised. How do I know? And suddenly intuitions come. So this is a very secret story just between us. I had an intuition, let's go to this pile of books and start moving them around. I'm moving them around and suddenly I come across a book, The Law of Spirit. Living with Vibrant Health, Unlimited Energy, Peace of Mind by Dr. Pankaj Naram. What? So it's a secret and I'm sharing for the first time. But just recently I discovered that Papa was writing his own autobiography and left it in 2007. I don't think this would be possible to discover this without mantras guiding me. It's unbelievable. It's my dream to give this autobiography to all of you soon. But Mommy and I are still working on some missing part. Where is it? What is happening? But this was a big breakthrough. So many breakthroughs can come to you. Many things which are missing in your life, you will just by short of luck, you will say, I discovered it, but it will happen. Such chances which you will think like, oh, this is just luck, will happen more and more, can happen more and more. I encourage you. This is amazing. Mommy has shared like a really powerful key for you.
Oh, so beautiful, Krishna. Wow. So powerful, so beautiful. And it's fun to see, like Afsana, she says, I'm so going to cherish this video on Facebook. She says, I think the entire world needs to watch this amazing video. Please put a share button so we can share this. And thank you. And actually it is streaming on Facebook right now. And this is one even idea that Dr. Smita had, is how do we share this goodness, this wisdom, this knowledge with more people? And anyone who wants to be a part of that, please contact us so we can say, but just to be able to share it. What I'm going to say right now, though, is Savan has a great idea. He says, what if we do it? What if we just all together, we say one of these mantras, all on this call for the healing of ourselves and the planet, removing the obstacles in us, and also for those that we love. So I came from a background or a situation where I didn't understand the value of mantra either. I didn't know what it was. But it's like a light switch. You know, it doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what culture, what background, what age, what gender. You just turn it on and the lights come on. It's a vibration. Even my voice right now is a vibration. So what in this moment, Krishna, you lead us in one of the mantras you think that can be most beneficial to us, where you say it and then all of us can repeat it. You know, we can even unmute ourselves if we want, so our voices can be heard. How does that sound, Krishna?
Okay. Oh my God, Clint, amazing Clint, and amazing how many of us, 113 most incredible and beautiful souls on this planet. I love you all. This is such an amazing idea. How about, Mommy, you can share some mantra which we can do.
No, we can do the same. This is very powerful. Shrim Om Swaha. Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
All three we can do it in sequence.
Super. So, but before we begin, I can share with you, I believe this can help at least 3 times increase the power of the mantra. This is like, I've been reading one book right now, and just suddenly it came across, Papa used to say very often, he said, the clearer are the goals, the surer are the chances. If your goal is more and more specific, more likely you are to get it. And once I got a story of someone who spent just 5 years. It was patient was said that he has learning disability and a weak brain. He cannot perform in this world as well as a normal person. And that is discouraging. And this thought registered in him. He repeated again and again to himself. He always said, I'm confused. What am I capable of? I'm useless. So I remember in our clinic in Mumbai, he came, and during the Marma session, Papa made him sit down. And he says, let's release the block and let's discover, what do you want? He says, Dr. Naram, I want that, I don't know what I want. So what do we do? So anyways, long story short, he did the Marma. Suddenly a window of the clouds going away, he saw like a light that, oh, this is what I want. And started writing down. Now it took him 3 years to clearly discover what he wanted, and just 6 months to achieve that, which was to have his own book published and sell 10,000 copies. 6 months, can you believe this? So this is how I saw the power of clearer are the goals, surer are the chances. Now, how this Marma can work for you more profoundly, at least 3 times more profoundly than any other way you would do. I love that each of us can, maybe now, maybe later, if you want now, you can close your eyes,
Unmute.
and I will share with you what to do. You can close your eyes, and above your right eye, create a white frame. Above your right eye, create a white frame. Now, in the process that you will do now, it is possible that you will feel happier, you will feel more joyful, and you will go deeper. When you close your eyes, you will imagine the white frame, and you will go deeper and deeper inside that white frame. You will see that it's becoming more brighter, and you will see that that white frame is creating more possibilities, more abundance, and everything that you feel you cannot do, or people have said you cannot do, is melting away. It's a window. Papa said that you don't see a door of opportunity, then create a window. Many windows will make a big door, and that big door will give you everything that you want. So in that white frame, now ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? And press your right hand index finger with your thumb. The tip of your right hand index finger with your thumb. Press it and ask, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Slowly and steadily. There are chances that you will get a breakthrough. There are chances that you will still have a white frame. There are also chances you will see a clear image of what you want. Whatever comes, don't worry. Do this every day, and then repeat the mantra after you do it every day. Slowly and steadily, the idea of what you want will be clearer and clearer, and the chances of you getting it surer and surer. Now, if you have something, just some image of what do you really want, then you can raise your hand, nod, whatever you like. Raise your hand if you have some image, something has come. Super, super, amazing, amazing. So I congratulate you. You have achieved the first part. Now slowly, when I say 5 to 1, open your eyes and we'll do this mantra together, filling all the energy of what you have visualized in this mantra. So it will help you be closer to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open your eyes.
Shall we make them unmute?
Now, this is the most important part. When in this 6 months, I realized why it's important. Because now that you are here, it's a sensitive space. You might want to be on your own when you do this, or with someone you love. Because we are in this circle, we are with each other. So it's a safe place. It's a secure place. It's a place you can express yourself. This is so good. Many of you nodded. So this is a very good sign. It's a very good sign. Papa would say it's of progress. Awesome. So and now you can open your eyes. I'm seeing still some eyes are closed, but you can open your eyes, no problem. Now keep it in mind, not right now, but later on you can write it down so that it's more clear. Every day write it down, keep a diary. After this, when you do this regularly, sometimes insights may come when you're in a bus or when you're just walking, sometimes even in the shower. So I'm redesigning my toilet so that I have a big board which is waterproof, and if I'm in the shower, I write down quickly. Otherwise it goes away and I regret. Instead of regretting, I write down. So you can also do that. Now, repeat after me, or how about we can all unmute ourselves and say together. And when we'll say together, I feel that if you'd like that we can be connected at a deeper level, just unmute yourself and let's do this together. Let's support each other in getting what we want. Let's create an intention that I want to support everyone in getting what they want. So if we are 111 people, imagine 110 people supporting you for getting what you want. If you choose to support everyone what they want. Great. Now, I think Mummy should say the mantra because she was the one who introduced me properly.
Okay, let's start chanting. Prim. Prim. Swaha. Swaha. Klim Om Swaha.
Klim Om
Swaha. Klim Om Swaha. And then you can do the last one, which is for the wisdom, knowledge, insight. And that's Rim Om Swaha. You want to join me?
Yeah, I'm writing. Yeah.
Rim Om Swaha. 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 So these are actually all primordial sounds just to create vibrations in the cosmic level, and they have no connection with any religion. I just wanted to let you know that. It's just a pure ancient primordial sound for bringing the vibrations of health, wisdom, wealth, well being, and positive energy. That's it.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, another way to say it is that they are connected with every religion, you know, and every faith, and just connected with our hearts, with our spirits, and that level of vibration. Ah, thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Dr. Smita. I'm so excited to have that combined with Gary's music so we can listen to it very, very often. And many people are saying thank you for all the amazing vibes. From Lynn, thank you so much. So grateful. Cynthia says, these are such powerful teachings. Thank you for sharing, Krishna. Hema Sadhu says she's praying for everyone. And I know some people have to leave right now, but there's some people who want to share with you their miracle experiences, what's happened in their life, even right now. So Jaina, do you want to introduce this and invite anyone that you feel, anyone feels like you have a real beautiful miracle experience that could inspire all of us, and you want to share that, you know, something maybe in your heart. Jaina, you want to lead us in this?
Well, it's such a beautiful space, and this is such a beautiful energy, and I'm so grateful that we've had this mantra and this space. And I cannot imagine that you guys are not wanting to share something. I am certain that there's somebody in here that would have something to say. So if there is a miracle or something that has awakened inside of you, please unmute yourself and share with us.
Jana, may I share what I shared with you?
Absolutely.
So, namaskar to all. Earlier yesterday, I just picked up a book which was known as Feel Better in 5. It talks about spending 5 minutes on your heart, 5 minutes on your body, and 5 minutes on your soul. And I just decided to flick through and open a random page. The page came to forgiveness. Now, reading through it, it was take 5 minutes to forgive yourself, forgive your emotions, forgive others that have hurt you. And I think based on the call today, it is essential we all take time out to forgive, even if it's a very small thing. Forgive yourself for being you, for being the terrible person, or forgive yourself for creating the hurt or holding on to the hurt, holding on to the anger, any small issue that you have. Forgive yourself, accept the emotion, go through with it, give it the gratitude it deserves, and let it enable you to grow into a peaceful being. Thank you, Jaina. Thank you, Dr. Clint. Thank you, everyone, each and every one of you, for being part of today. And I love to hear your miracles.
Beautiful. Ah, thank you, Savan. Jaina, there was just a little echo, so I muted you, but you can unmute yourself. Oh, there you go.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I was just going to say, I am so grateful for what Dr. Smita was saying earlier about when we focus on, you know, the negative, when we focus on, you know, the things that we have grievances, it's difficult to be able to progress. It doesn't, you know, your chemistry in your body doesn't function well for you to progress. And that's what you're talking about with this forgiveness. Is this just gives you a tool to be able to forgive so that you can open yourself up to heal and move forward and be in those positive spaces. So thank you so much for sharing. And it's so awesome that you just randomly picked that up off the shelf and it just opened up. So thank you. Is there somebody else that would like to share?
I can.
Yes, I would love to hear from you.
Hi. Namaste. My name is Josephine. You can't see me because I don't have a camera on my computer. So I've been joining these meetings, and it's transcending into what I feel a beautiful space that we all need, that we can come to meet. We may not all get everything that we want in the weekly meetings, but it gives me a sense of peace and calm and joy just to stay here and see all the beautiful faces and the beautiful smiles. But what I did last week was I composed an email to Dr. Smita Naram and to Krishna, but I did not send it out. I composed it and I kept it in my email as a draft. In the email, I wrote to them and I said that we are creating this space that Dr. Clint Rogers set up, but we haven't seen you. I haven't seen you. I haven't seen Krishna there. So what's up with that? And, where are you? We want to see you. And we want you to be part of that, because at the end of the day, we are carrying on the spirit and the thoughts of Dr. Naram. And what greater, powerful, kind of a spirit is there with you, Dr. Smita Naram and Krishna have to share. And I wanted to feel that spirit, and I wanted to feel that grounding and everything from both of you. And then I said, okay, I will send it when the time is right. And I drafted it. And I come in today and it's a surprise. This is a miracle for me. I mean, the fact that my thought can manifest from when it is coming from pure love and pure joy and pure thought can manifest. I am a person who, from 2012, after the shift happened, there was in March, there was a light from the sun that just came into my third eye. But from then on, I've just been only manifesting with thought. But this, I never even thought it's going to happen. I just kept it in my draft. I said I will send it another day, but I want to say thank you both. It's such a pure joy to see you both here. For me, that's a miracle.
Wow, you literally touched our heart, Josephine. You touched our heart. You should be having such a pure, powerful intention, I think. And that's why it happened. I feel so much love. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Really. There was a call last 2 days, a strong call to be with all of you in my heart, in Krishna's heart. And I think somewhere you played some role there to create that in my heart. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Again,
I don't know how long we have Krishna and Smita, but also lots of people are asking about Milo. What's happened with Milo? How's Milo doing? Any update, Krishna?
Krishna can say it better than me, because he's really settled. I'm so happy, actually.
Yeah, it's amazing. The first day was a shock because someone opened the door to our house and he ran all the way to where Clint was staying in our other house. And so I did not know, how do I get Milo back? Because it's his home over there. It's like pulling you away from your home. It was heartbreaking. Then I remembered Clint sharing one tiny little secret, like a trick. There are some treats kept in that house, and Krishna, you can get that, and no matter what, even if I'm standing somewhere and you show him the treat, he will go to you and forget me. So I said, okay, fine, let's try this. So it worked half the way. Then suddenly there's one lady, Miraya, who also is good friends with Milo. And her husband shows up, and he helps us. It was like, wow, how did this even happen? I was just wishing that he would show up, and he shows up again. third day, it's surprisingly fast. He just got used to our house, playing with all the other dogs we have. None of them have fought so far. He wags his tail. We play sometimes. My brother was home. He was playing with Milo. It's just so much fun. It's amazing. And how he looks at you, his eyes are kind of magic. His eyes are communicating. It's really amazing to observe him. If anybody ever meets him, just watch his eyes. How he sees you, how he meets you, how he sees everything else. It's really beautiful.
He looks very innocent. With
Thank
that
you so much.
innocent eye.
I love hearing those updates, and Krishna keeps sending me pictures. Every time he sends me a picture, I just feel so happy. So it's like perfect. Thank you for that. All right, Jaina, someone else wants.
I'm wondering, Esther, did you want to share something?
Sure. What I'd like to share is something I learned from Rabbi Eva, actually, that we talked about one day in a meditation. And it's a practice that I've incorporated now each evening prior to thinking about what I'm grateful for. And that's thinking about what I could have done each day in a better way. So not necessarily living in the negative, but looking at how I can improve my actions. So each day I think about what I've done and how I could have done it better. And after I've done that, then I think about what I'm grateful for. And it's had a profound effect. So I thought I would share that practice here as well.
I am so glad you did. I am so glad you did, Esther. Thank you. It's interesting. I had a member from the group message me through email, and we corresponded back and forth. And I didn't have time to do an email, and so I sent her a private message through WhatsApp, and I just said, hey, do you want to play a game with me? And she's like, sure. And I said, why don't every time a miracle shows up in your life that you send me a WhatsApp message, and we'll just kind of document the miracles throughout the day. And so we started seeing, the messages were coming back and forth like wildfire. And then at the end of the day, we messaged the miracle of the day and the things that we are grateful for. And we've been doing this all week, and it has been so wonderful. But it's very much in correspondence to what you are saying, Esther, about being able to see the things that are positive in the day and being able to document those. And it's beautiful. It's just another way of doing it. So thank you for sharing that. Just love you, Esther.
I love you, Jaina. You're my sister from another mother.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Wonderful. Is there somebody else that has a burning desire on their heart to be able to share something with this beautiful group?
I'd like to share something.
Absolutely.
Okay. From the very, April, I've been doing the mung bean and have had such good health results. And my husband was saying, you're not going to make me eat that mung bean stuff, are you? And I said, no, you don't have to eat it. And then last week, he got to hear Mike talk about his experience. And so I was on the Zoom meeting and Mike was talking and my husband was listening. And then we had been noticing that my husband's blood pressure was going up. And he's on some medicine, but it kept going up. And, I better go see my doctor. And then after he heard Mike, he goes, let me try that mung bean stuff. And so, my husband has a very high metabolism. So we made it all plant-based. So he was doing plant-based, mostly mung bean, and his blood pressure has dropped I wrote it down, this morning it was 80 points on the top and 50 points on the bottom. And he said, I feel good, I'm not hungry. And it's wonderful. So it comes in the back door sometimes. We never know when the right information or the right time is. And I'm so happy for this miracle.
That's so cool. That's what I love to call contagious healing. It's
Yes.
healing that just spreads.
Yeah.
And Then you got to be careful sometimes when you get on the mung bean soup diet to meet with your doctor just so he can lower your medications. So you're not over medicated more than you need to on the things that they're already giving you. You know, so
We're
that's just
close. We're getting close to there, right there. It's like, oh, maybe we don't need that. Yes.
beautiful. I
Yes.
just want to say, Josephine says we're all part of the collective consciousness. I don't know if you're all feeling this, but the energies have amped up 1,000-fold. Oh, so beautiful. And I know Dr. Smita and Krishna need to go. I just want to give them a space to express their love, and then we'll have a couple more miracle experiences shared as well.
Yeah, it's already, I think, 10:30 or something, and we slowly have to go to bed. But I'm extremely happy that I was part of this call, and the shares from all of you were so inspiring. I think I could have listened to all of you for hours and hours. I think it just came completely from your heart and from your experience, and so powerful, so touching. Thank you, really. So much love, lots of love.
Maybe we could just all unmute ourselves just for a moment and say, I love you, I'm with you. To Dr. Smita and Krishna, you feel free to unmute yourself, say, I love you.
I love you, and I'm with you.
And with you.
Love you.
Krishna, I love you. I'm with you. Dr. Smita and Krishna.
I'm with you.
Love you and with you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Much love.
Yeah.
Love you.
Much love to you. Thank you.
Great love.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, just 1 second, Dr. Smita. I just got to unmute you again. I muted everyone just so that way we could hear you. Go ahead.
Oh my God, I feel like crying. Thank you so much. This is so amazing, so amazing. My God, I felt exactly same feeling like when I met Mother Teresa and she was holding my hand. I thought a lot of thousands of mothers showering love. This was similar feeling. So thankful. Thankful. Lots of love, really.
Lots of love to you and Krishna. Beautiful. Thank you everyone for sharing that love and feeling it so much. One more time, let's just rub our hands together like this. Rub our hands and then share that love with Dr. Smita and Krishna. We love you so much. Thank you for being in our hearts and for also taking care of Mila, who's in so much of our hearts as well. Love you so much.
Lot of love. Bye.
Oh, beautiful. Now I saw Padmalaya. I know you have such a great miracle story to share. I know I asked you to unmute. Can you unmute yourself again and just inspire us with what's been happening in your life?
Yes. Hi. There's two parts to this. The part that I'm going to start with is what you already know, and actually a lot of people know. I think this is what you're thinking about, that I have been inspired through what we've been doing in the group. I've been participating from the very beginning, and the part where we look at what do I want has really touched me. And I've actually, so I'm 54, so at this stage of my life, and my son is 19, I've made a big change in my life, and I'm going for it with wanting to help other people who have children with autism, because my son used to have autism. And I did this home-based treatment program and he fully recovered. So while Clint was in his month of silence, I started a YouTube channel, and I've just been really diving in more to creating social media content and just really like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And an interesting thing that happened, none of you guys know this story. So I live in a building that coincidentally has a lot of Indian people living in it, because I live near a university that has somehow a lot of people who come from India. And my neighbors across the hall are from India. That's sort of inconsequential, but it's an interesting coincidence based on, you know, everything about Dr. Naram. And this couple who have a young child invited us over for tea, my son and I, on Friday. So we went, and the little boy is 15 months old, and he let's see if I haven't told the story, so let's see if I can make it make sense. He, you know, after a while, the adults were sitting there talking, and he was getting bored and wanting attention, and he's accustomed to having a lot of the attention of his parents, especially everybody being home right now. And so we eventually kind of shifted onto the floor, so we'll sort of trying to push cars back and forth and sort of play with him while we're talking. But it's really not working very well. And I'm watching him in the way that I have learned to watch children and to be present in myself from what I learned recovering my son. And the really neat thing about this is that I had an opportunity. So like the boy was throwing his cars, and I could see he was getting more elevated. And I feel like, so this part right here is an opportunity to practice this spiritual practice of deep looking. And I have not really been around young children. So even though I know the things I know, and I talk about it, I don't actually do it with young children regularly. And this boy doesn't have autism, but I could tell he needed help calming down. And so when he kind of came over by me, there was a stuffed animal, and I took this stuffed zebra, and I started pretending, because I also realized he wanted attention and he wanted love. Basically, when we want attention, we want love, right? So I was holding it up to him, and I started pretending I was the zebra talking. And I started saying, I love you, I have a kiss for you, I have a hug for you. And here's where the miracle was to me. This little boy stopped what he was doing, just being sort of like this, and he looked at me, and I could see his face change, and he like, what? Wow. And then it's almost like he went under a spell. And I kept saying this with the zebra. I love you. I have a kiss. And I was pretending and rubbing it against his cheek. It was soft, and put it up, you know, next to him, and put his arms up so he could hug the zebra. And he got so relaxed that I gently brought him down onto my lap, and he continued to get more and more relaxed. I thought he was going to fall asleep. I started to just rock him a little bit. And to me, the other part of the miracle, or the whole of it, I feel like this is hard to put it into words, but was that the universe gave this opportunity to show me that I'm on the right path. And this stuff I learned through hardship and through challenge can actually help other people. Like this family doesn't necessarily need some kind of help in the way that families who have children with autism do, but in a way, all families with children need support, or we all need support. Like it's the thing that helps the children with autism, but these concepts help everyone to just stop, slow down, and give love, and really tend to what are the real needs of what's going on inside of us. So I don't know, it was really cool. It just felt like this little magical world happened for 5-10 minutes with this boy.
Oh, so powerful. I feel that. And I love what you say about, you know, the challenges that we go through, and the things we learn in those challenges end up becoming blessings to others. You know, and one of my favorite quotes in the book is from Dr. Om saying, whatever is your challenge, heartbreak, struggle has within it the seeds of equal or greater benefit. Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, I reminded myself of that several times this week, and I hear that in what you're sharing as well. Thank you, Padma.
I talked in one of my videos, and just part of the story is that when you talk about the seeds, you can't imagine how long it can be until this goes by too, because even way back, some of what I learned that helped me recognize this autism approach as being the right thing happened 15 years before that, when I worked as an art therapist, and I was in this job I ended up not liking, and I was miserable. So the seeds were actually, or when I was in college and I didn't know what I was going to do, I was studying interior design, and I thought, I don't think I'm going to be happy doing this, but I don't know what to do, and what am I going to do with my life? You know, I'm 20 years old. So the seeds can take time to really develop, and we can't imagine what's going to happen. But if we trust, if our heart is in the right place, it will unfold.
Wow, so powerful. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, Padmalaya. I love that you love just seeing you, even though it was fun. As soon as you came on, people were like, oh, Padmalaya, beautiful. I love you. Christine says you brought tears of joy to my eyes.
Aw, thank
Sarjeet said that's a wonderful story, Padmalaya. Also, you don't look 54. You seem like a 25-year-old, so we don't know if you're telling all the truth there.
I'm proud of my age, actually, and I feel I'm healthy, from not eating meat and all these sorts of things we practice in here. So I'm really proud of that, and I'm really proud and excited to be sharing in this process of this stage in my life and this sort of flowering of the lotus with all of you here. It's really wonderful.
Beautiful. Even Renara, she says, thank you so much, dear Padmalaya. You helped me to understand and to see that with this thing we call the universe, to show me that my path is music and I don't have to escape myself. That's so beautiful. We don't have to escape ourselves, and you can see your path. It's beautiful.
Right.
Lynn says, you're glowing, Padmalaya. It's really wonderful to witness. I presume it's the joy of following what your heart wants. So lovely.
It's love. I say love is the answer and peace is the way.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say that, speaking of which, our challenges and our blessings, one of the blessings I've had is meeting beautiful people, like all the people on this call. Two of the people that are in the book, one is Yolanda, who's a quote at the beginning. She just says that this call came right at the right time for her. She's on listening, talking about this beautiful group. And then another person who I just love so much, who's also quoted in the book, is Wendy Shays, an Olympic diver, 9-time national champion. She was on so quietly, listening, absorbing all of our love, and now she wants to just share. I'm just so curious, Wendy, what is it? Anything you want to share for your response or your reaction from being on this call with us?
Well, thank you. I wanted
And
to
Danny's
share.
there too. Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
I've been a little off camera, but been here enjoying the entire call and getting to hang out with my buddy Clint and meet all these wonderful new people and just taking it all in. It's been a great morning.
Yes. So we have a senior in high school, and he's trying to find his own way in the world. And what's been interesting for him with challenges and stuff is how he defines himself. And so we were fortunate enough to meet Dr. Naram when he was a junior and last fall. And he made the most impact for our son. But one of the things that Dr. Naram was amazingly special with is that he could get to the heart of it, just right to it. And one of the things he said was he basically said, listen to your parents like I was listening today to, how important it is to listen to people and just really hear them. And so Dr. Naram really impacted Logan, and he's really working on what he said in that moment that we had. And so watching him as he's going through, trying to adjust to being, now I'm going to be on my own soon, because he's a senior this year, has been fascinating. He's so in depth, but he also gets that I really want to be a leader in the world. And Dr. Naram really instilled that in him, but he's still trying to find his own way, because we have had, whatever you want to call success for, it's not the success of love, but success of things you do when you put your heart to it. And we have been able to achieve it. And he felt really blocked, because it's like, well, how do I, manage to be at something that they did? What can I do? How am I going to do that? And for a long time, he really stopped himself. He actually emotional stuckness. And so now he's starting to flower. And every day there's new growth that I'm just so impressed. And so it's like he's one with the universe. And when you listen to him, there's so much more depth than even Danny and I have combined, when you really hear him, it's like the universe is coming through my son. And he knows that Dr. Naram saw in him that he's going to affect and touch, I mean, he said large mass, connections, and Logan wants that. So one thing I watched with Logan, when things would be tough and a coach wouldn't necessarily play him or do something with his sports, there was a time when he was playing baseball and the high school coach was, he was having a hard time getting to even play time. So we were driving and he knew this time he was going to get to play. One of the things he said is that, Mom, I'm going to hit a home run today. No one on his high school team had hit a home run yet. So he told me that in the car before we got there. He knew he was going to be able to play because the guy didn't play him a lot. So he got up to bat, and wouldn't you know it, he hit it so far that it almost hit the school building. It was ridiculous. But he said he was going to do it, and he did it. What is the power of the mind is that if you believe it, you can achieve it. And so he told himself he was going to do that. And I've seen him do this. And he just said, okay. And he went and did that to the point where a parent went to go find it. And she couldn't believe how far off it was. So she came back with the ball and said, I just had to get this to you, because she understood that he wasn't getting played a lot.
Yeah.
And he was the first one to hit a home run for the whole team, for the whole season so far at that point. So he was always, trying to find his own way. But one of the things he's really realizing is just his unleashing his power and not having those negative thoughts, which he does say, in that he understands that he has to, because he's willed it. When he wills it, he gets there. So when I was 9, I said I was going to make the Olympics. Luckily, I didn't say what sport. It was 4 sports later at 25, I made the Olympics. But I did truly believe that it was my destiny. And so then I manifested it. But it wasn't easy, because the winningest coach in history for me told me I'd never make it. It was 8 months before the Olympic trials. When I got to the Olympic trials, I ended up being the one that made it after I changed teams. And the coach that told me, the winningest coach in history, one of his top divers was named a guy named Greg Louganis. Back in my era, it was a famous athlete, still one of the top Olympians of all time. And so if this coach didn't believe in me, then how am I going to will that? But there was just a destiny for me as well. So I ended up changing teams 8 months before I got to the Olympic trials. And there's only 2 girls that made it per event for the sport of diving. And so it was 4 girls total to make it every 4 years. And so I ended up being grateful that I was with a coach that actually believed in me 8 months before the Olympic trials. And I ended up making it, and I watched all the other girls on the other team. And I saw this man erode their confidence. I watched him. And ultimately, he was good for some people, just not good for a lot of people. And so I ended up being grateful for the universe to come together with me. And at that time, my mom had cancer stage 4. She has survived it. So I was just grateful she was there. And there was like a whole lot of joy just because I'm there at the Olympic trials. I made it all the way to that. And my mom's, got through chemo, and now she's 83, but she was 50 something at the time. And I ended up having the greatest gift because my mom and I played every dive till I made it. And then I got to take her, since I told her as a little girl I'd take her to another country someday. I did that. I've been able to manifest so many things. And that's what the miracle is of the power of the mind, when you're open to being able to not be blocked. So I'm watching my son block himself for like, how can I mount and how do I define myself? And then there'll be these gifts of, Mom, I'm just gonna hit a home run today. And he goes and does it. So it's interesting what you believe you are. That's what you manifest. It is really true.
That is so powerful, Wendy. When you first shared with me about that experience where Dr. Ram first met your son, it was only like 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But the shift that happened.
We're just very grateful we got that, right?
Yeah. But how big of a change happened, and it really settled in my heart, like a gratitude for what we can do when we focus on serving and being present. Even Dick, he just put in the chat, we live in a present that's free to all. Take time to heed that inner call from the guides who over the years have been speaking to you. you know, with words of harmony, peace, and love, you know, with the image of a descending dove, with interdependence in all, the hallelujah, love, love, you know. And as you're sharing your story about, you know, him just deciding, I'm going to hit a home run. I think that's a perfect way for all of us to leave this call thinking about whatever we're facing, whatever sorrow, whatever sadness, whatever difficulty, whatever challenge, by focusing on what we want and what we're born here to do. And remembering that whatever is the challenge or the difficulty, like Padmalaya said, has within it the seeds of equal or greater benefit. It's often that is what's shaping you to become who you're meant to be. That coach that Wendy you're talking about that discouraged you, and you saw you could do it regardless of discouragement on the outside. And right now, whatever is the discouragement, whatever is the challenge, whatever is externally we're hearing or facing, what is it inside of you that attracted you right now, everyone who's listening to this call, live or to listen to the recording? Because there's something inside of you that in this time, born in this moment, is here to shine. You know, like Padmalaya starting her channel to help people know that you can recover from autism, you can overcome it, or Wendy talking about how you can become a fantastic athlete, or, you know, Danny has written a beautiful book, you know. Also, Dick wrote a book, I'm Not My Thoughts. For whatever is in your heart, your message, why you're here, why you're born here to share, allowing this time to shape you, because we need you and we need your message and we need you to be exactly who you're born to be. Jana, you have any final thoughts or words for us? I think I also see Richard maybe has. Richard, you want to unmute yourself? I don't know if you had something you wanted to share in conclusion. Richard from Calgary. I don't know, maybe it's, oh, there we go.
Hi, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Just trying to find the unmute button. Yeah, I have a small miracle I just realized that I should share. My little sister had gone missing since the beginning of this February. She had walked out of the care facility and she was missing, and none of the family knew where she was. But my sister got a text from her last week, and she texted her and that said she was okay. So that's definitely a miracle. So yeah, so thank you for
not a small miracle at all. That's so beautiful, Richard.
Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I'm getting choked up because all of us in some degree feel like we're lost, you know, or we have people that we feel like we're disconnected with. And what I love about what you shared is that it gives us a chance to realize we can be found, you know, and that through one of the best miracles is finding ourselves and the love inside of ourselves and those that we love. Thank you, Richard, for sharing that. Jana, I'm going to allow you just to complete with whatever you want to. I know I'm so grateful for all the people on this call. On next Sunday's call, I'm going to share a special experience that happened to me in my silence that I think will be really meaningful and really change. I have a sense that it's going to be a shifting point for a lot of people. And so next Sunday, I'm really excited for that. It actually has to do with Milo, and it has to do with, you know, what are the obstacles inside of us that sometimes we're operating us without us even knowing it, you know. And so it's how to overcome the hidden challenges and the hidden obstacles to becoming who you're really meant to be. But I just want to allow Jana just to complete this call, and I just want to share my love with you. And Jana, over to you.
I am just really honored to be a part of this community and be able to be in this position of being able to share with you. Each one of you brings that unique energy to this environment that just really adds to the growth and to the benefit of each one of us. And I am so grateful that you are here. And if you even have the slightest doubt that you are worthy or worth it, or that you don't matter, please know that you do. Your spirit, your wisdom, your experiences are so needed. And I'm so grateful that you are so here with us, for us. I love hearing from each one of you. Your voice matters. I love you. Have a wonderful week. And thank you, Clint. Namaste.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Dyuti says, thank you for this beautiful platform. Arshia, thank you to everyone. You can unmute yourself and just for a moment, just express, I love you.
I love you. I'm with you.
I love you, and I'm with you.
Everyone. I love you. I love you.
I'm with you.
I love you. I'm with you. Namaste.
I love you. I'm with
Love you,
you. I love
everybody.
you. I'm with you.
Bless you. Love you.
I love you. I'm with
Much
you.
love and light.
Love
I
you.
love
I
you
love
guys.
you. I'm with
Blessings.
you.
I love you, and I'm
Blessings to all.
So beautiful. Kathy, I love that. I love that heart that you flash. Love, it's so beautiful. Love to all of you. Looking forward to joining with you next Sunday. I know there's so many other miracle experiences you have to share, so post them in the Facebook group so other people can benefit. Every time you share, there's contagious healing that happens. Imagine what would happen if Mike didn't share his story. Then Becky's husband wouldn't have seen this great result. So share your miracle. Share your miracle and let the contagious healing spread. Love you, and I'm with you.